Well, it's Rally Poland, obviously, this week. A little while since we've had a look at the stages here, 5 years, in fact. So George Donaldson and I, he's the man behind the camera, thought we'd have a look at the nearest stage to the service park. Interesting surfaces, George. We saw some terrible rain yesterday, lots of big ruts, lots of mud even. What can we expect in this one? Let's go and have a look, George.
Check it out.
Here we go, this is the start line. We're off the start line, you can see the indicators going left. Yeah, we're still in the village. George is reminding me to go a little more slowly. It's a 90 left, still on the tarmac. Not really going to affect anyone. George's tyres are a bit cold, but that really doesn't matter at that point. And here we go, out into the countryside, George.
Well, Colin, it's a very nice character stage. Look at this. Very much a farm road, but a lovely established farm road. But we know these roads break up, Colin. They don't look like it right now, but they are quite loose.
But what's interesting, George, is that they dry quickly, don't they? Yesterday, we saw stages which were horrendous. It's fair to say they were horrendous after the recce. We went back 2-3 hours later, and it was difficult to pick out that it had been raining. Yes, the ruts were still there. So it is an interesting variety of surfaces we've got. It's interesting the way that the surface responds to the weather and to the cars on it. George, I read something from Tommy Tuominen this morning, co-driver, to obviously Juho Hänninen, saying 6 gears isn't enough here. It is just fast, fast, fast.
Certainly, Colin, what we're seeing here is an incredibly fast road, but very dynamic. I mean, look at this double crest over this long, fast
where
ride.
Where are we going?
I've no idea, Colin.
Straight on, I think.
Like
what do you mean?
straight
on.
Looks like that's straight on, yeah. It is a real driver's challenge, without a doubt. The stages we saw yesterday in Lithuania were a little bit more open, quite a different character to this in terms of the speed, but
in the woods as well. They were in the woods, weren't they, in Lithuania, the stages?
And very wet, but a similar surface, just wet.
So George, you know, a lot of people, when we were here 5 years ago, were comparing this rally to Rally Finland. They were saying it was preparation for Rally Finland. Now, as I see it, really the only similarities between this and Finland are the high speeds. The surface is completely different.
Totally different, Colin. The roads in Finland are very properly constructed main roads, or even the forest roads. They are full engineering constructed roads. These are farm roads, very, very soft, and the material's not here. Colin, handbrake turn, oh, wonderful stuff, Colin. Nothing irresponsible about that.
I'm learning, George, I'm learning. It's only taken me 10 years. Yeah, I think I may be scaring George a little bit.
No,
but,
I'm okay, I'm not scared.
We're having a look in the countryside here, near to the service park, as I say. We're maybe only 15 kilometres as the crow flies from the service park. It's a lovely morning. We have had an awful lot of rain out here recently, but it's been in short, sharp showers. Certainly that's what we've seen, George, since we got here. Now, tell us about the forecast. You're Donaldson, the weatherman. Tell us about the forecast. What can we expect this weekend? Because it's going to be critical.
Colin, we're going to get those showers coming in. Nothing too serious, but wet enough to make the road wet for a short period of time. So you'll see changing conditions.
Okay, now,
changing conditions.
George, we talked yesterday. We talked when we saw these awful conditions. Remember, Latvia is where we go more or less for the first day. There are a few stages, 3 stages, short stages on Thursday evening. We then head to Latvia on Friday. First on the road in Latvia will be our reigning world champion, our current championship leader, Sebastian Ogier. Now, normally on a gravel rally, first on the road is not the place to be, but what do you reckon, George, about road position and the advantage or not that Ogier will have?
Well, Colin, I mean, I would like to speak to the engineers to get a real read from them, from the professionals. My opinion is all these roads will break up. Even when they're dry, they will break up. Therefore, they will get slower. There may be a very small element in some places of cleaning, but I wouldn't imagine it's going to be anything like as critical as we normally see.
I'd have to agree with you, George, and it doesn't, this type of road, if they were running this road now as a stage, you would want to be first on the road, I suspect.
Absolutely first on the road.
Because it is so soft, yeah. It is so soft. That
it is going to damage, it is going to damage. We know that, we saw that on the test. Beautiful road like this on the test, and actually it was amazingly destroyed. We were surprised. I didn't think the road would be touched, and it was gone, and that was only probably 80 or 90 car passes, and the road was...
Well, no World Rally cars, George. I mean, okay, we had a couple of RRCs, but we had no World Rally cars, and they are the cars that can really do the damage to the surface. But just look, I mean, it is picturesque, it is beautiful, it is a gorgeous morning out here, but the road is lovely. If you're driving it for the first time, you don't have to worry about the road cutting up, George. These must be beautiful roads. As a driver, to tackle and to challenge yourself on.
Colin, without a doubt, these are fabulous roads. These roads are worthy of a top World Championship slot. And I'm happy we're back here seeing these gorgeous roads. I think there's going to be some very, very difficult tests. As you said, those roads in Lithuania when they were wet were very, very testing. Some of the most difficult tests that I've ever seen. You know, really proper, hard driving, difficult. Drivers will be coming to the end of the stage telling us that's the most difficult stage they've ever driven. We're going to get those comments without a doubt.
I totally agree with you on that, George. What I think is going to be interesting in the Lithuanian stages in particular, where it has been raining, where it is already cut up after the recce, where, you know, you've got stages that will dry out, but the sun won't get to those stages because it's in some very narrow, very dense woods, basically, and it'll be difficult for it to dry out. What concerns me, George, or what I think could be really interesting, is the condition of the road for the second pass. That's where we might see some real drama.
It might well be, Colin. I think the roads will actually, I mean, although they're very loose, and we saw a lot of what appeared to be mud on that road, as you said, 2.5 hours later the road was dry. It's sand. Sand drains very, very quickly. So whilst it's going to be difficult, I don't think it's going to be, you know,
jump here, George. That's a big jump, right? That's a big jump, high speed.
I want to come here to spectate, Colin. I've marked a point on the road. Right. I'm not doing the rally now. I'm coming here.
Well, I'll tell you where we are. 5.9 k's in. If anyone's coming to spectate, 5.9 k's in. That is the jump of the stage. But here's another one coming up. What a little roller coaster this section is, George. Right line across there, critical.
Absolutely.
And another one.
Visible now. This next one, the line is not visible, but the tree lines are fine. But look, it goes into
jumping or not?
That's jumping. The car will lift, but you can't jump too far, Colin, because you've got to turn, and the corner tightens. So you need to, you know, that will be a braking point. You can't come over there flat.
And then you're back up to top gear again here, George. I mean, this to me is
flat.
So it's great fun for me to drive, and with my very serious lack of skill.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Flat out, sixth gear.
Flat. That's flat.
I mean,
just taking a line here, that's still flat.
There's no question, George. This is going to be absolutely, a lot of braking, easy one to catch you out on, I would think.
And the flying finish is just here, Colin.
There we go.
This is the flying finish now.
So that is, George, the first stage on Saturday morning at Rally Poland. It is going to be a very, very interesting weekend for sure here on Rally Poland. Follow all the action with myself, with George, with Bex, with Lisa on WRC Live.